Just kidding. We're making 2 videos today. You already know what steps to take, so just execute. A lot of the times we set ourselves up by doing too much thinking. Like we're trying to paint this perfect picture in our head of how everything's supposed to be. Like everything's going to be like the greatest movie of all time. And before you know it, you will realize that wastes so much time. Like you sitting in a room with all these ideas. I feel like everyone is perfectly capable of creating some crazy stuff in this world, right? But we always spend too much time, not only in our heads, but then just thinking of like, okay, if I were to do it like this, like I want it to be like this, and that. And there's nothing wrong with that. But you have to be able to catch yourself like wasting too much time thinking of all these ideas and you haven't executed anything. Because at the end of the day, they're all just ideas until you actually take the time to like edit the video or make that skit or produce this project, whatever it is you're trying to put out there. Like you're gonna have to do it regardless. You have to hurry up and just do it, because a lot of people, they don't end up getting to that point because they're too busy thinking of like, man, if I were to do it, I would do it just like this. I could do it like this. It would be so cool if I did it like this. A whole bunch of if, ands, what ifs, because like we not, like at the end of the day, you're just talking. Like we're not here for that. You know what I'm saying? So getting in the habit of just not worrying about it being picture perfect and just executing it. Like, and that's how everything starts. When you think about anyone who's already made it in this world, like they didn't start out the way they did now. Like if you think about like Drake, S-tier celebrities, Drake, Chris Brown, they didn't come out the gate making hit after hit like off the first time in the studio. Like if you go back and listen to Drake's stuff from like 2006, oh my God, it is awful. Like literally it is not good at all. But compared to like what he is now, the type of music he makes now, and the type of music he's been making since I was in like 4th grade, like dog. So just getting in the habit of just starting somewhere and just not caring like, oh, my first project is not the best idea. My first YouTube video wasn't picture perfect. You know what I'm saying? Like just stop worrying about it always. Oh, like don't try and worry about always being just A+ across the board where everything is perfect. And there's nothing wrong with trying to achieve the best production ever in whatever it is you're doing, but spending too much time nitpicking at every little thing, kind of like being insecure. It's like, I don't think this is good enough, or what if people think? Like, we ain't got time for that, dog. That's how it starts with everyone. Literally anybody who's famous that you know right now, if you manage to take the time to go back to before the fame, before they really had a name like that, like I promise you, they was like just doing it just off the love of the game. They didn't care if it didn't come out like every other YouTuber. They didn't care about if their songs didn't sound like every other R&B artist. They didn't care if their stuff wasn't comparing to like the elites, the top 1%. You know what I'm saying? So just getting out of the habit of like we not worry about it. Just focus on producing. I feel like once you get in the habit of actually doing, it makes everything easier. And that's not even just like with producing content or stuff, like whatever it is, like going back to the gym. A lot of people be like, oh, I don't know where to start, which is like the silliest excuse ever. Like you already know the steps to take, just execute it. So when it gets to the gym, and even if you don't know, like if you are genuinely just like living under a rock and you don't know what steps to take in terms of like going to the gym and getting your body right, you can easily look it up. Just stick to the essentials. That's another thing. A lot of people, I can see why a lot of people get stuck in the first step of everything, is because there's too many people just giving out silly information. There's always a new method. There's always a new theory, which is so like always a new theory, always a new step, always a new gimmick to get you to do these things. And it's just so like, it's just more distractions. Just sticking to the essentials, knowing, just off of your common sense, what you already think you should do, just go off that. So when people be like, oh, I want to go to the gym, but I don't know where to start. Like, what kind of question is that? Like, where do I start? I don't know. Probably going to the gym and applying for a membership and just doing stuff. Like, it's literally like we overcomplicate things too hard. And I feel like we overcomplicate it to kind of like avoid going through it. So like, for example, if you were going to the gym for the first time and you was like, I don't know where to start, I feel like that's more of like you just don't want to, because making that change of just doing nothing or just chilling, not really caring about your health, and then going to the process of making it like it's not just a one-time thing. Like it's part of your routine. It's more about just lifting weights and having your body sore, but then you got to do a whole bunch of lifestyle changes. You can't be drinking like that. You can't be doing all this other extra stuff. You can't be out here ordering fast food because it's just a waste of time. You know what I'm saying? So you getting in that habit of just of making that a lifestyle change is a lot harder. So when people already, and I feel like people already know that. They already know, like, if I go to the gym, this is who I am now. Like, I'm signing my life away, and this is what I had to do for the rest of my life. And I feel like once they get that idea in their head, they're more of like, okay, it's more of a I don't want to do it versus I don't know how to. I don't know how to start. Because a lot of this stuff that we worry about is so easy. It's so easy. It's so easy to literally just take my phone, record myself talking about whatever I'm talking about, and then just upload it. Like, none of that is none of it is actually hard. We kind of use that as like a blanket statement for like just not wanting to do stuff. You know what I'm saying? This is one guy I follow on social media. He always says like it's simple but not easy. Like, the ideas of what we want to do is always simple. If you want to look like a Greek god, you got to cut this out. You got to start adding this and then combine those two. And before you know it, you'll most likely get there, right? But the idea or how it goes from simple to not easy is the amount of time and actual work you got to put in. The basic understanding of whatever it is you're talking about, whatever you're worried about, is simple. Oh, if you want to do this, just do this, don't do that, and then also add this in there. But in terms of making it or why it's not easy is when it kind of like gets more like there's more branches to it. There's more information. It's not as vague as it is when it's saying, oh, like it's being simple. So when it gets down to, oh, it's not that easy, like it's a lot more details, a lot more information added to it, where it's like, okay, so if I'm going to the gym, like it's easy, just lift weights and eat right. Like, no, it's like anyone can do that. But like when you mentioned how long it takes you, how long you have to actually eat these things, how often you have to eat these things, and if you have different goals, if you're trying to be ginormous like Broly from Dragon Ball Z, man, you gotta be eating like 4,000, 6,000 calories or something like that, which is a lot. That costs a lot of money, and that's just a lot of eating. A lot of people realize like, yo, I cannot eat anymore. But that is what you literally need to do. If you have crazy goals of looking like a Greek guy, looking like Kratos, looking like Broly, whoever is ginormous in your opinion, like it's more than just, oh, I lift weights and I eat protein. Like, dog, you would literally be sitting here eating 6,000 calories, dude, of like. And it's not just BS, not just 6,000 calories at McDonald's where you just like, oh, that's easy. Because that food like that is like it's a lot of food, a lot of calories, but you're still hungry afterwards because there's no nutritional value in it. So compared to eating 6,000 calories worth of McDonald's versus 6,000 calories of like medium rare steak, chicken breasts, rice, vegetables, I promise you, you will get so full after the first meal. But then you'll realize, oh, I still have 5,500 calories to go today. You have a today to get it done. And that's what that's the point I'm trying to make. So it's simple, but not easy. But going back to the main point of this video, because I was kind of rambling, just get out of the idea of trying to not knowing where to start, or I don't execute it because like I just don't know how to make it happen. I don't know what to do, because a lot of that is just BS. Like, you gotta really start being real with yourself, dog. A lot of people don't want to do that, and that makes everything so much easier when you sit down and have that talk with yourself where it's like, bro, like I need to change. Like, I'm tired of lying to myself, and just putting in the effort, just putting in like the initiative to like, you know what, like I'm just gonna do it. Everything else will fall into place. And yeah, that's literally it. Just beating a dead horse at this point. But I'm trying to think of anything else. I'm pretty sure that's it. Like, just start doing it. Like, quit making the excuse that you don't know what to do, and just start being real with yourself. Because let's be honest, if you like, we already know. Like, we're not dumb. Like, we have the capability of understanding. If I want this to happen, I know at least the first step. And then as I'm going through it, as I'm taking this journey or taking these steps, I'll figure it out along the way. That's what you really need to be thinking about as you're doing it. I'll figure it out along the way versus trying to have the whole plan A through Z figured out before you take your first step. That'll have you nowhere. You'll be 40 years old and be like, okay, I'm ready to start. Like, you could have started 15 years ago. But that's all I got for this one. Yeah, I'm finna head back to San Diego, and I'll probably make another video again. I'm not sure. But make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe, tell a friend, I'm gone.